You know that feeling when you get into bed at night and you just lie there, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything you didn't do today? The task you kept pushing off, the plan you had for yourself that, once again, didn't happen. And somewhere in that silence, a quiet voice says, "Why can't I just get it together?" That feeling? That's not laziness. That's not a character flaw. That's what happens when a day ends without a close. And tonight, that changes. Here's what most people do when they have a bad day. They push through it, scroll their phone, watch something to zone out, and then they wake up the next morning carrying yesterday's weight on top of today's pressure. And they wonder why they feel stuck in the same cycle every single week. The problem isn't the wasted day. The problem is that you never processed it, never closed the loop. So your brain just keeps the tab open, running in the background, draining your energy, making tomorrow harder before it even starts. What if 10 minutes at night could change that? Not a full journal, not a 2-hour reflection session, just 10 intentional minutes before you sleep. Let me show you exactly how. Step 1. Sit down somewhere quiet. No phone, no background noise, just 2 minutes. That's it. Just 2 minutes of stillness. I know that sounds almost too simple, but most people never do this. They go from stimulation straight into sleep, and their nervous system never gets the signal that the day is actually over. 2 minutes of quiet tells your brain, "We're done now. It's safe to stop." What actually happened today? Not what you wished happened, not what you planned, what actually happened. Maybe you were distracted. Maybe you were exhausted. Maybe something threw you off and you never recovered. Write it down in 3 sentences or less. No judgment, just facts. This matters because when you name something, you stop being controlled by it. That guilt sitting in your chest? It loses power the moment you look directly at it. And I mean one. Doesn't have to be big. Maybe you drank more water. Maybe you replied to a message you'd been avoiding. Maybe you just got through a hard day without giving up completely. That counts. Your brain is wired to remember what went wrong. You have to deliberately show it what went right. Because confidence isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the small ones you choose to acknowledge. Not a full to-do list, not 10 goals. 2 things. The 2 tasks that, if you completed them, would make tomorrow feel like a win. That's it. When you wake up, you won't be staring at an overwhelming list wondering where to start. You'll already know. Your next step is already decided. And that feeling, that small sense of direction, is the difference between a day that drifts and a day that builds. This sounds a little strange, but stay with me. Say to yourself, out loud or in your head, "Today is done. I did what I could. Tomorrow, I go again." It takes 5 seconds, but it works. Because your mind responds to finality. When you declare the day closed, it stops trying to solve it. You sleep better. You wake up lighter. And slowly, over time, you stop carrying old days into new ones. This whole routine? 10 minutes total. But what it actually does is bigger than it looks. It breaks the cycle of going to bed feeling defeated and waking up already behind. It trains your brain to find evidence that you're progressing, even on the hard days. And it gives you a quiet, personal ritual that's completely yours. You don't need a perfect day for this to work. You need the worst days most of all. Because the goal isn't to have a flawless life. The goal is to become someone who keeps going anyway. So tonight, before you reach for your phone, before you scroll yourself into numbness, give yourself 10 minutes. Sit with your day. Name it honestly. Find 1 win. Set 2 intentions. And close it out. Do that for 7 nights in a row, and I promise you'll feel different. Not perfect, but more in control. More like someone building something, even on the slow days. You didn't waste today. You learned something from it. Now go close it properly. See you tomorrow.